Let's get started. Thanks for being here. Tonight, we're going to work in getting really deep into our hips and getting our hips all opened up. I do have some movements today that take us to the back of our mat, just because I really like to do that when teaching in the studio. So I'll work through the portions at the back of the mat more slowly, so that if you have to turn around and look at me, you have a second to turn around and see what I'm doing if you're facing away from the camera. So I'll move through that portion slowly the first time or two through, but I wanted to still incorporate some of that fun stuff, even though we're participating in a different medium tonight. So we're gonna start in Supta Baddha Konasana. That's on your back, soles of your feet together, knees wide. Come all the way down onto your back. Let one hand rest on your heart. Let one hand rest on your belly. Start to slow your breath down, steady your breath. Give yourself the permission to let your attention be only here on your mat for the next hour and a little bit. Let the rhythm of your breath naturally slow as you settle in. That slowing breath gives your brain the signal that things are safe, things are fine, everything's okay, and gives you the opportunity then to enjoy your practice tonight. Stay exactly where you're at for a moment while I just get our quote for tonight. Thought for class tonight is by Dave Hollis. In the rush to return to normal, use this time to consider which parts of normal are worth rushing back to. I think we are all anxious to return to normal. And it's starting to feel like maybe that's on the horizon. But in the rush to return to normal, use this time to consider which parts of normal are worth rushing back to. Take one more deep breath in and a cleansing exhale. And gently press yourself up, still keeping the soles of your feet together and knees wide. So now we're in Baddha Konasana. Let your legs fall heavy toward the ground, and maybe they don't reach the ground. Maybe they're not even close. If it feels better to have blocks underneath your knees or a pillow at this point, anything to provide that support, that's always an option. But we are going to work on getting those knees as deep as we can at this point in our practice. So grab onto your feet, maybe the outsides of your feet where they open like a book, or your ankles. Avoid the toes because that pulls your ankle into a sickle position. But maybe grab onto those ankles and see if you can wiggle them just a little closer to your body. And maybe grab one hand or both hands and lean forward a little bit and just gently press on the outside of those knees. You might have more space there than you've considered in the past. And only press so far as it feels okay. One more breath in, one more breath out. And now to try something a little fun and different today. Walk your hands forward in front of your toes. Maybe start to shift your weight forward. See if you can balance just on the outside edge of those feet. You might need to keep your fingertips. Can you get your bum off the ground and just balance on the edges of those feet, using your weight to sink just a little deeper into those hips. Don't stay for too long. It can strain the outside edge of your foot. So come back to seated. And we'll try that one more time. So start to shift your weight forward, start to rock your fingers forward. Can you shift your weight to the outside edge of your feet? And let your weight press your hips a little lower. And then come back down to seated. Lift yourself back up. Extend both legs out in front of you. Maybe give them a shake after that. Draw your right knee into your chest and reach down, left fingers, left toe, and just lift that leg up. Knee can be bent, absolutely. Keep your chest open and lifted. You're getting into that hamstring a little bit. At the very end of class, we'll get into a version of bound lizard. And in bound lizard, we need our hips open. We need our hamstrings long. So you'll find that we're going to hit those hamstring and hips. It's going to be the theme of most of the movements we do in class today. One more breath in, maybe lift your heel just a little higher. And out, let it all the way down. Switch feet, right leg out, left leg comes in. Get yourself centered on those sits bones. Right toes, right fingers, lift that right leg up. Breath in, breath out. Breath in and out. One more breath in, maybe that foot comes a little higher up. And exhale, drop it all the way down. Send both heels out in front of you. We'll do a brief forward fold over these bent legs. So pick up that flesh underneath your sits bones so you can tilt your pelvis forward and your chest stays nice and square. Arms can go up overhead. And exhale, fold over those legs. Even if your knees are bent, you're still feeling it through your hamstrings. So you can have your hands down alongside your calves, or maybe your hands reach to your feet. But keep that chest open and lifted. And for every inhale you take, maybe your spine lengthens a bit. And every exhale, you fall a little deeper into the fold. Take one more breath in. One more breath out. Gently roll up to seated. Swing your legs back behind you. Come onto your hands and knees. And we'll move to a cat-cow. So hips right over knees, shoulders right over wrists. Breathe in as you move to cow. Your belly drops, the tailbone reaches up, crown of the head reaches up, shoulder blades reach down your back. Shoelaces press into the ground. Breathe in. Breathe out, round your spine. Your pubic bone curls under, your chin tucks under, the spine presses towards the ceiling. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Now to try something on a little different. We're going to bring our legs into the shape we would make in child's pose. So toes together, knees wide to the edges of the mat. Hips are still over the knees, and we're going to try on cat-cow in this position. So belly drops, chin lifts, tailbone lifts, cow. And cat. Cow. Exhale, cat. One more. Breath in, cow. Breath out, cat. Now continue to move through a cat-cow in your own time, on your own breath. You can bring your knees back to parallel if that feels better, but rotate around, move your neck around, move your hips around. Find any sticky spots, any areas of tension that maybe you need to hold into, feeling out your body and pausing if you need to in any particular spot to send your breath to that area. Come to a neutral tabletop position, nice and steady. Take a breath in and a breath out. Now pick up your right foot, step it outside of your right hand here into this lizard pose. Pause here for just a minute, gluing your ankle to your heel, and your shin is glued to your forearm, and your shoulder is glued to your knee, and maybe shift forward and back just a little bit. We're not moving into full half splits, just to wake up that hip joint a little bit. Come back to shoulders right over wrists. Kickstand your left leg back behind you a little bit. And send your left arm up towards the sky. It's almost like a kneeling version of extended side angle. Take a breath in here. And a breath out. Let an inhale pick up your upper half. So now we're in a kneeling warrior two. Gazing up and over that front fingertip. We are in a wider stance. Your right foot might feel like it's a little bit wider. That's okay. That's the idea that we're going for today. Breath in, breath out. Set your left fingertips down, moving into kind of a kneeling version of reverse warrior. Just for a brief breath in and breath out. Windmill your hands down inside of your right foot. Straighten out your left leg. Bring your right knee back to meet your left back into your tabletop. Wiggle it out. See how things feel. Pick up your left foot. Step it outside of your left hand. Ankle glued to wrist. Shoulder glued to knee. Shift forward and back. Kickstand that right leg back behind you. Right arm reaches up. Kneeling extended side angle. Take a breath in, breath out. Inhale, your right hand picks you up back to warrior two, kneeling. A wide stance warrior two. Breath in and breath out. Right fingertips come to the ground. Reverse your kneeling warrior. One more breath in and breath out. Windmill your hands all the way down inside of your left hand. Straighten out that right knee. Left knee steps back to meet the right back into your tabletop. One more cat-cow. Cow first, breathe in. Cat next, breathe out. Come to neutral. Tuck your toes and lift your hips all the way up and back. First downward facing dog of the practice. Let your chest melt through your arms. Let your heels draw down toward the earth. Maybe they don't make it there tonight. Maybe they don't ever make it there. They're just generally moving that direction. Take a breath in and a breath out. Inhale, roll forward to your high plank. Stay here for an exhale. Stay here for an inhale. And exhale, squeeze your elbows back, lower your belly all the way down to the earth, flat onto your belly. Untuck your toes. Inhale, lift your chest into a baby cobra. Exhale, your forehead goes back down to the mat. Inhale, chest up, baby cobra. Exhale, forehead down. Once more. Inhale, chest up, baby cobra. Press your shoelaces into the ground so much so that you activate your legs, your kneecaps come up off the ground. Maybe your hands come alongside your body, palms face down, thumbs to the side of the room. Breath in and breath out. Forehead down, hands plant next to the shoulders. Tuck your toes, press right up to a high plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. We'll be here in this down dog for a few breaths. So if you need to pedal out your feet or give a little twist here and there, just like we do in cat-cow, I love to leave the opportunity to sort of play with your downward facing dog. Check in with your body, see how it's feeling. Just one more breath here. Look up to your hands and walk or tiptoe or step your feet all the way up to your hands to a nice deep forward fold. Clasp opposite elbows in ragdoll pose. Swing back and forth a little bit. Maybe you take your hands and you interlace your fingers and place them at the nape of your neck, just to add a little extra weight, drawing the crown of your head down toward the earth. Drop your fingertips down to the mat. And as you inhale, you're going to roll up one vertebrae at a time, letting your spine stack, Rolling all the way up. Head is the last thing to arrive. Exhale, let your shoulder blades come down your back. Inhale, fingertips come up, gaze goes up. Exhale, bow or swan dive all the way down, forward fold. Breathe in, hands to shins, halfway lift. Stay here for a breath out. And a breath in. One more breath out. One more breath in. And exhale, forward fold. Roll all the way up. As you reach the top, let your arms float up and your fingertips reach up. Exhale, hands come down to heart center. Again, just like that, a little quicker. Inhale up. Exhale, forward fold. Breathe in, halfway lift. Breathe out, forward fold. Breathe in, roll all the way up. Arms up, gaze up. Exhale, hands to heart. Doing our full sun salutation this time. A little bit slower through. Inhale up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hand, step your right foot back, step your left foot back. You're in high plank. Breathe in as you shift your shoulders forward over your fingertips. Breathe out as you lower your belly all the way down to the earth. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, forehead down. Tuck toes, press to high plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, look to your hands. Exhale, make your way all the way up to your hands, your favorite way into a forward fold. Breathe in, halfway lift. Breathe out, forward fold. Breathe in, roll up. Arms come up, gaze goes up. And exhale, hands come down to heart center. We'll do that again a little more quickly. Inhale up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant your hands. All one exhale, left foot steps back, right foot steps back, lower down halfway or all the way. Inhale to your back bend, up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Here for 3 breaths. Inhale, look to the top of your mat. Exhale, tiptoe, walk or step to your hands. Breathe in, half lift. Breathe out, forward fold. Breathe in, roll all the way up. Let your fingertips float up. Exhale, hands to heart. We're gonna do that one more time, but I'm not gonna say anything this time. Do a sun salutation on your own breath, in your own time. Hold in downward dog for a good 3 breaths, and we'll meet in standing at the top of our mat. You get lost, you can watch me up here or just pretend because I can't see you. Inhale up. Exhale, forward fold. Once you reach the top of your mat, close your eyes down just for a brief moment. As we move into our sequence tonight, it's a fun one. It's creative, it's different. And if you missed my little announcement at the beginning of class, we are going to do some things at the back of your mat. So if your camera is facing your mat, as I'm sure most of you are, I'll go through that portion of the back of your mat real slowly. So if you need to peek over your shoulder and look at me, you have that opportunity. Let your hands come down alongside your body. Inhale, press up high onto your tiptoes. Just starting here on your tiptoes. as high as you can get. Pressing your shoelaces towards the front of the room. Reaching up, breath in. As you breathe out, let your hands come down through heart center. Don't fall off your tiptoes. We're gonna lower to our knees, but can you do it keeping your hips over your heels? So your knees are coming out in front of you, hips over heels. You might have to lean back a little bit. Hips over heels, as long as you can, until your hips come all the way down to your heels, coming onto kneeling. Pause here. I gotta wiggle back, get my knees on my mat. Take your right hand back to your right heel, reaching your left arm up overhead. Little one arm variation of camel. Breath in and breath out. Inhale, sweep that left arm up, right arm comes with it. Exhale, other side, left hand back to your heel. Breath in, breath out. Inhale, left arm comes up. Exhale, plant your hands right next to your knees and press your hips eye into a forward fold. You might step your feet forward a skosh. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back, jump back to chaturanga, however you choose. We'll all move through a vinyasa and meet together in downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your right leg up, three-legged dog. Square your hips, pressing your right hip down towards the earth. Both heels are flexed. Breath in, breath out. Draw your right knee to your right elbow in high plank. Pause here for a breath in. Breath out. Step your right foot outside of your right hand into this lizard pose. Pause here for just a moment. Use all the surface of your hand so you're not dumping into your wrist crease. Use your fingertips. Feel the floor at all four corners of your palm. Breath in and breath out. Pick up your right hand. Pick up your left foot, kick it through your hand and foot, and set it on the ground right in front of you. Pick up your right arm and let it fall back behind you, twisting open to your right. Your left arm can reach around and grab onto that bent right leg. Gaze over your back shoulder. Breathe in and breathe out. One more breath in. Now take your left hand, plant it back on the ground in line with your right foot. That'll be a theme today, in line with your right foot. Send your right arm up, shift your weight into your left hand, pick up your left foot, step back into lizard. Take a breath in and a breath out. Let your back heel fall over to the right. So you're on your right palm and you're immediately moving into a really deep version of extended side angle. So if you have a block or anything that could act as a block and you need a little bit of support, if that's a little too deep to move right into, grab a block. Or if you'd prefer to come all the way up to a full extended side angle, that's an option too. But otherwise you're here, extended side angle, pressing through the pinky side edge of your back foot. Gaze up at that hand, breath in, breath out. With your right hand, reach down, grab your right big toes, straighten your front leg so we moved into a really deep version of triangle. Breathe in, breathe out. If you need a little more, you can come up onto the heel of your right foot, bring those toes up. Breathe in, breathe out. Point your left toes out just a little bit. Bend your left leg, release those toes, coming all the way down into Skandasana at the back of your mat. We'll hold here. This first round, just to keep your hands at heart center. Breath in, breath out, fingertips down to the ground. Rotate over your left leg, the ball of your right foot comes down so you're in a low lunge. Here we are at the back of our mat. I'll walk you through this. This first part should be pretty familiar. Pick up your chest, come into crescent. So you're in crescent at the back of your mat with your left foot forward, pressing through the ball of your right foot, drawing back on your left hip crease to square your hips to the back of the room. Your shoulder blades are coming down your back. Your arm bones drawing back around your ears. Breath in, breath out. Drop your fingertips right back down to the ground. From here, you're gonna push your weight forward, coming onto the ball of your left foot. So your weight's really on the ball of your left foot. You can take a look back if you want. I'm really resting my weight into the ball of my left foot. Pick up your right hand off the ground and swing your right leg all the way around. Maybe you don't touch the ground, and then come to seated on the ground. So now your right foot's way back, the back of the room. Your left leg is coming into your chest. Take a breath in here and a breath out. Reach down, right toes, right hand, just like we started class. Lift up that leg. You can send both hands to the sole of your foot. Breath in, breath out. Breath in and breath out. One more time as you breathe in, lift that leg a little higher. And as you exhale, cross your right ankle over your left ankles. Both feet are flat on the ground. Come to standing, spin yourself right around on those 2 feet. So now you're facing the front of the room in a forward fold at the back of your mat. Now to make our way to the front of our mat, we're gonna do a handstand drill that you'll find anytime you find yourself working on handstands in a handstand course. Plant your hands on the mat about 1 foot in front of your toes. Spread your fingers out, plant your hands into the ground, rotate the eyeballs of your elbows towards the front of the room, come up onto your tippy toes, round your spine, press into the earth, and then pretend you're gonna tap your forearms with your toes and hop them forward ever so slightly. We'll do it again. Hands move forward about 1 foot. Rotate the arm bones, press into the hands, hop the toes forward right behind the wrists. Twice more. Hands forward about 1 foot. Press into those hands onto your tippy toes, hop forward right behind your wrists. One last time. Hands to the front, press, tippy toes, hop right behind your wrists, forward fold. Inhale to a half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale rolls you all the way up to standing. Let your arms float up and overhead. Exhale, hands come down to heart. We'll do it nice and slow like that again on the left side before we pick up the pace and add in a little bit of adventure along the way. Inhale, come up high on your tippy toes, pressing the tops of your feet towards the front of the room, reaching your fingertips up, breath in. Breath out, hands come down to heart. Slowly start to bend your knees. Can you keep your hips over your heels? Keep pressing the tops of your feet towards the front of the room. Lower down, hips meet your heels, come to kneeling. This time, sweep your left hand back to your heel, right arm goes up. Breath in, breath out. Inhale, your left arm reaches up, your right arm drops down, gaze over your right shoulder. Breathe in and breathe out. Inhale, your right arm goes up. Exhale, both hands come down, plant right next to your knees. Send your hips high, forward fold. Breathe in, half lift. Breathe out, plant your hands, move through your vinyasa, or just step right back to downward facing dog. And we'll meet there. Take a breath in and a breath out. Inhale, you lift your left leg up, 3-legged dog. Right heel is drawing down, drawing back on your right hip crease, squaring your hips, breath in. Breath out, left knee, left elbow, hold it for a breath in. Breath out, step your left foot outside of your left hand. Set yourself up in this strong lizard. Again, feeling all the parts of your hand helping you on the ground. This is especially helpful when we do those hops like we just finished, moving from the back of the mat to the front of the mat, using all of the hand, not just the part that dumps into your wrist crease. Breath in, breath out. Breath in, pick up your left hand. Your right foot kicks through your hand and foot, comes all the way down to the ground to seated. Left foot is into your chest. Inhale your left arm up, reach behind you, twisting over your left leg to the left. Breath in, breath out. Breath in. Plant your right hand right in line with your left foot. Your left arm can reach forward. Lift up your right foot, threads back behind you, right back into lizard. Breath in. Breath out. Your right heel drops to the left behind you, squaring up on the floor. And your right arm reaches up right into that really deep extended side angle. You taking your variation that you need, whether it's with a block or up in a higher version of extended side angle. Breathe in, breathe out. Left fingertips, maybe grab your left toe and straighten out that front leg. Left hand can also be on a block or on the floor, but maybe grab for that toe if that's accessible. Breath in, breath out. Maybe you lift that heel up off the ground. Find a little extra fun there. Breath in, breath out. Right toes point out to the side a little bit as you come all the way down to Skandasana at the back of your mat. Breath in and breath out. Last breath in. Fingertips come down, turning towards the back of the mat. Come up on the ball of your back left foot. Your right knee is right over your right ankle. And inhale, chest comes up into crescent. So you're crescent at the back of your mat. Right knee is forward, left leg is back. Breath in and breath out. One more breath in. Exhale, your fingertips come down. Now shift your weight forward, 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 so your heel comes up and your weight's over the ball of your left foot. Adjust your right hand forward a little bit if you need to. Pick up your left hand, swing your left leg all the way around. Let it float for a second and then come back down to seated at the back of your mat. Your right leg is tucked in real nice and close to your body. Reach down, left fingertips, grab left toe, and inhale, send that leg up. Knee can be bent here. Maybe grab the bottom of that foot. With every inhale, you lengthen, opening your chest. So imagine the heel is reaching towards the ceiling. Breath in, breath out. Breath in, breath out. Your left ankle crosses over your right. Give yourself a twist over to the right, unwind, and a forward fold at the back of your mat. Here comes these little handstand hops again. Hands plant a foot in front of your toes. Feel all the points of your hand come up onto your tippy toes and a little tiny hop to land behind your wrists. Hands move forward, press up, hop to land behind your wrist. And if you can find any sort of a floating action, so your hop is tiny, 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 feels like a float, that's what we're aiming for. When you arrive at the front of your mat, fall into a forward fold. Breathe into a half lift. Breathe out, forward fold. Breathe in, come all the way up. Arms float up. Gaze goes up. Exhale, come down to heart center. We'll move through that same sequence twice more, picking up the pace, one breath to one motion, and adding in a few extra challenges here and there. Inhale, come up to the tippy toes, press toes forward, press tops of feet forward. Exhale, start to bend those knees, hips staying over the heels. Hips stay over the heels, hips stay over the heels, till they come all the way down, knees come forward. Right hand reaches back to the right heel, big breath in, big breath out. Inhale, right arm reaches up, and exhale, left hand goes down, right arm up. Big breath in, big breath out. Inhale, left arm reaches up. Exhale, hands plant next to the knees. Send your hips high, forward fold. Breathe in, half lift. Breathe out, plant your hands, step back, jump back. Move through your vinyasa, or just step back. We'll meet in downward facing dog. Breath in, and breath out. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, right knee, right elbow, and step your right foot outside of your right hand. Pick up your right hand, left foot kicks through and lands down. Reach your right arm back, twist. Inhale, your right hand comes back up. Left hand is planted next to your right foot. Pick up that left foot, step all the way back into your lizard. Left heel falls back behind you. Left arm reaches up. Extended side angle, breath in. Breath out, grab those toes. Breath in, straighten that front leg, deep triangle. And breath out. Inhale, lift your toes, come up under the heel. And exhale, all the way down, Skandasana. We'll stay here for a few breaths. So if you want to airplane your arms out to either side or tense your fingertips to find a different shape, just keep your chest open. It's okay if your chest points towards the ground, but you don't want to round your back. Keep it flat and open, whichever direction it's pointing. Breath in, breath out. Walk your hands to the back of your mat. Ball of right foot, left knee is bent. Inhale up to crescent. Stay here for an exhale. Inhale, maybe add a little back bend, reaching back. And exhale, plant your left hand around your left foot. Shift your weight forward onto the ball of your left foot. Pick up your right hand, swing your right leg all the way around and sit down. Grab those toes on your right foot. Inhale, foot comes up. Breath in and out. Breath in and out. Right ankle crosses over left. Lean over to your left, unwind, forward fold at the back of your mat. Plant your hands a foot in front of your toes. Press through your hands. Come up on your tippy toes and float. Hands plant behind wrists. Again, it takes me about 4 hops to get to the front of my mat. It takes you 3 or 5. It'll be somewhere in that neighborhood. Hands plant, press, round your back, tuck your toes and float them towards your hands. Forward fold at the top of your mat. Breathe in, half lift. Breathe out, forward fold. Breathe in all the way up. Arms float up. Exhale, hands to heart. Let your hands float all the way down. Other side, inhale, come up onto the balls of your feet. Exhale, hands to heart. Knees press forward, hips over heels, hips over heels, hips over heels. Keep your legs parallel, hips over heels. All the way down, let your knees come down to the ground. Left hand reaches to the heel, breath in. And breath out. Inhale, left hand lifts. And your right hand reaches to your heels. Big breath in. Breath out. Right hand up. Exhale, hands plant right next to your knees. Send your hips high, forward fold. Breathe in, half lift. Breathe out, plant your hands, move through your vinyasa, your favorite way. Come to downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your left leg. Exhale, left knee, left elbow. Step your left foot outside of your left hand. Pick up your left hand, your right foot kicks through. Come to seated, drop that heel. Reach your left hand back. Inhale, left hand comes back up. Right hand is planted right next to your left foot. Pick up your right foot, step back into lizard. Drop your right heel towards the back. Lift your right arm up, deep extended side angle. Breath in and breath out. Grab those toes, straighten that leg, deep triangle, breath in and breath out. Maybe you lift those toes off the ground, breath in. Breath out, sink to Skandasana, back of your mat. Again, you can airplane those arms out. Tent those fingertips. If you're airplaning or tenting those fingertips, use the back of your right forearm to press into that right thigh, opening up that hip. Breath in, breath out. Hands walk towards the back of the mat. Find crescent at the back of your mat. Inhale, lift your chest. Stay for an exhale. Inhale, back bend. And exhale, plant your fingertips on the ground. Push, shift your weight forward so you're on the ball of your right foot. Pick up your left hand, swing that left leg around. Come to seated. Left fingers grab left toes, reach up, lift that leg. Breath in and out. Breath in and out. One more breath in. Exhale, left ankle over right, lean over to your right. Unwind, forward fold at the back of your mat. Plant those hands a foot forward. Press, press, press. Round your back. Float those feet to the back of your wrists. Plant your hands. Press, press, press. Float. Make your way to the front of your mat with these tiny little hops into a forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, roll all the way up. Arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Close your eyes down for just a moment. We're going to do that one more time through with a few options to increase the difficulty. If you'd like a little more. Let your hands drop to your sides. Inhale, tiptoes, balls of feet. Exhale, hands to heart, hips over heels, slowly lower down. Keeping your hips over your heels, knees come all the way down. Right hand reaches back. Big breath in. Big breath out. Right arm comes up. Left arm reaches back. Big breath in and out. Left arm reaches up. Exhale, hands plant next to your knees. Lift those hips high, forward fold. Breathe in, half lift. Breathe out, plant your hands, step back to chaturanga or lower all the way down to your belly. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breath in and out. Inhale, right leg up, three-legged dog. Exhale, right knee, right elbow. Step your right foot outside of your right hand. Extra challenge here. Pick up your right hand. Your left foot kicks forward. Maybe you don't sit. Keep it floating. Right arm reaches back and forward. Pick up the left foot, step it back into your lizard. Left heel falls to the right. Left arm reaches up, extended side angle. Breath in. And breath out. Right hand, right toes. Inhale, straighten that leg. Deep triangle. Breath in. Breath out. Inhale, pick up those toes. Breath in. And sink all the way down, Skandasana at the back of your mat. Options here, you can tent the fingertips. Or if you want to come into a bind, wrap your left hand around your shin. Your right arm can reach up. And maybe those fingertips meet. Gaze up and over that right shoulder. Breath in. Breath out. Inhale, open up those arms so that as you exhale, you can drop them down to your mat, twist over into the low lunge at the back of your mat. Inhale, chest comes up, crescent. Stay for an exhale. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, fingertips come down. Shift your weight over the ball of your left foot. One more challenge to balance here. You can pick up your right hand, swing your right leg around. Leave it lifted for just a moment. Breath in. Breath out, come all the way down to seated. Right fingers grab right toe, breath in, lift. Both hands grab foot, breath in. Breath out. Breath in. Breath out, right ankle crosses over left. Twist over to your left, unwind. Forward fold at the back of your mat. Breathe in and breathe out, plant hands. Float your feet behind your wrists. This is a focusing on a skill so that you can come into a press handstand someday. Once you arrive at the top of your mat in a forward fold, breathe into a half lift. Breathe out, forward fold. Breathe in, roll up. Let your arms come up. Exhale, hands to heart. Last side. Inhale, press to the balls of your feet. Exhale, hands to heart. Start to bend your knees, pressing your hips forward over your heels. Hips over your heels, hips over your heels. Hips over your heels, come to kneeling. Left hand reaches back, right arm up and over. Bring your left arm up on an inhale. Right arm goes back. Inhale, your right arm comes up. Exhale, hands plant next to your knees, forward fold. Breath in, half lift. Breath out, plant your hands, move through your vinyasa. We'll meet in downward facing dog. Last side through. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, knee to elbow. Step your left foot outside of your left hand. Pick up your left hand, your right foot kicks through. Maybe you don't drop it down. Reach your left hand behind you. Left hand comes back up and forward. Right foot picks up, steps back behind you into lizard. Right heel drops back to the left. Right arm reaches up, deep extended side angle. Breath in and breath out. Reach for those toes, left hand, left toe, straighten that leg. Breath in, breath out. Inhale, flex that foot, toes come out, breath in. Breath out, bend your right knee, Skandasana at the back of your mat. Breathe in and see if you want to try another variation. Find fingertips to the mat. Breathe in, breathe out. Inhale, open those arms. Exhale, plant your hands, walk them to the back of your mat, into your low lunge. Inhale, pick up your chest. Exhale. Inhale to a little back bend. Exhale, hands plant around your foot. Shift the weight into the ball of your foot so your weight's over that right foot. Pick up your left hand. Maybe your left hand swings around and your foot stays lifted for a breath in. Breath out, come to seated. Left fingers grab left toes. Lift that leg up, grab. Breathe in and breathe out. Breath in. Cross your left ankle over your right. Lean over to the right. Unwind. Forward fold at the back of your mat. Plant your hands. Press into those hands around your spine. Little high on stand hops. Hopping as if you're going to tap your toes on the back of your forearms. Coming into a forward fold at the top of your mat. Breath in, half lift. Breath out, forward fold. Breath in, roll up. Arms up, gaze up. And exhale, bow or swan dive right back down, forward fold. Breathe in, half lift. Breathe out, plant your hands. Make your way all the way to downward facing dog. Just for our last bit of work before we have a moment of rest. From downward facing dog, take a breath in and a breath out. Inhale, come forward to your high plank. Get yourself adjusted, shoulders right over wrists. Drop your heels to the right, left hand reaches up, side plank. Last little bit of work before we rest. You can lift your top leg, or you can step it in front of you for more support. You choose. You can peace sign fingers, grab that big toe. One more breath in. Breath out. Both feet meet together. Come back to your high plank. Heels drop over to the left. Right arm reaches up, side plank. Hold it here. Choose your variation if you need more. Breath in. Breath out. Come to your high plank. Hold it here. Breath in and out. In and out. Breath in and out. Two more breaths. Breath in Breath out. Last breath in. And lower all the way down to your mat. You can take this moment to rest on your belly. You can come to your side. This is your opportunity to rest. You choose your favorite way. Stay here for several more breaths. So give yourself whatever it is that you need. When you're ready for more movement, start to wake up your body. Wiggle your fingers and toes. Wherever you're at, slowly make your way to a tabletop position. We'll do 1 or 2 cat-cows on your own breath and your own timing. Take a minute here to feel if things feel differently than they did at the beginning of class. Tuck your toes and come to a downward facing dog. Look up to your hands and walk those feet all the way up. Gently roll yourself up. Come to standing. Let your shoulders come down your back. We're going to start this next portion similar to how we started our sequence. So hands up and overhead, come onto the balls of your feet. This time as we go down, we're going to come right back up. So start to bend your knees, heels over hips, heels over hips. Heels over hips. Press those knees forward. Keep your knees parallel. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Heels over hips. Come all the way down to kneeling. And can you, with or without the use of your hands, press right back up to standing. Let your heels drop down to the ground, hands to heart center. Draw your right knee up into your chest. Reach down, right toes to right peace sign fingers. Now straighten that leg out in front of you. You can keep your knee slightly bent or fully extended. Just depends on your range of motion. Left hand can be out to the side as your counterbalance. Breath in. Breath out. Just hold it here. Find a spot on the wall to look at. As you open up your right foot, opening up your hip to the side of the room. Again, a bend in your knee is totally okay. Breath in and out. Feel all 4 corners of your feet. Now, as you release your toe, don't drop your foot. Swing it right back behind you. We're keeping those nice open hips right into warrior 3. Now, even though our hips are nice and open and we swung it back behind us, once we land in warrior 3, start to close your right hip down, flex your foot, right toes pointing down at the earth. Hands can be at heart or airplane or up and overhead. You choose. 1 more breath in. Bend your standing leg, reach your right toes way back, coming up into crescent. Take a breath in and a breath out. Drop your back knee down so you're in this low version of crescent. Left hand sweeps back, grabs your right ankle if that is accessible. Check in with how this feels. I'll point out here you're in a more narrow stance. Knee and front foot aren't quite in line, but they're close together. Opposite arm reaching back to grab opposite foot. We'll compare this in just a minute. Breath in, breath out. Release that back leg, tuck that back toe. Plant your hands, lift your back leg up, and step back, downward facing dog. Now lift your right leg up. Step your right foot outside of your right hand. We've been here already today before, coming into lizard. Drop your back knee down. Take your right hand to the inside of your right knee. Come onto the pinky edge of your right foot and really use your right hand to press that knee open. With that knee pressed open, let gravity do its job. Reach your right hand back, bend your left leg, grab this ankle. So here's what I want to compare. We're in a similar position here. On one knee, on one foot, grabbing opposite ankle with opposite arm, but our hips are open this time. Our knee is falling open. The stance is much wider. Our foot and knee aren't even remotely in line. We have a hand planted. So just a few little tweaks and it's a much different feeling. Breath in, breath out. Drop the left foot down, keep the toe tucked. Right arm comes up, right hand plants. Draw that right knee back a little bit towards the ceiling now. Don't let it fall out quite so much and come back up onto the ball of your back foot, back into lizard. So here's where we'll work on our bound lizard, and I'll walk you through it, and there's lots of options, and you can stop whenever you decide you've had enough. So here we are in bound lizard. You can stay right here, even coming down onto your knee and hanging out here if that feels best. Otherwise, take your right hand and put it outside of your right foot. So your right shoulder is really tucked underneath that right knee. And you can stay here. Option number 2 is you can tent your fingers out wide alongside your body. Option number 3, you airplane those hands. Option number 4, you clasp those hands behind your back, finding a bind, pressing through your back foot so that you're really squeezing that shoulder and that front leg. Hold here, whichever position you choose. One more breath in. Plant your hands wherever you're at for your breath out. Drop that back knee down towards the earth. Swing your right leg around into a tabletop position. Wiggle your hips. At this point, it's likely that your right hip feels a lot looser than your left. Tuck your toes. Come to downward facing dog. And we'll do the other side. Hands walk, feet walk towards your hands. Forward fold. Breathe in, roll all the way up. Arms float up and overhead. Exhale, hands come to heart. I feel really lopsided. So we'll do the other side. Inhale, press to the balls of your feet. Tops of the feet press forward. Start to lower down. Knees press forward. Keep your hips over your heels. Hips over heels, hips over heels. Knees come down. With or without your hands, can you press right back up? And standing. Knee comes to chest. Left knee comes to chest. Fingertips can grab the left toes. Straighten out in front of you. And slowly start to open your left leg out to the side. Now, as you release this leg, start to lean forward, swing it behind you, close your hip down as you come into warrior 3. Breath in, breath out. Bend your standing leg, reach your left leg back, land on the ball of the foot, hands come up. Exhale, your hands drop down. Drop your knee down to the earth. Lift the chest back up. Pick up your back heel. Reach back with your right hand to grab your left ankle. So here we are again. One knee down, opposite arm grabbing opposite ankle, but in a more narrow stance. Feels very twisty. Squeeze, scissor those legs together. Draw back on your right hip crease. Breath in. Breath out, release the back leg, tuck the back toe, hands plant. Lift your back knee up off of the ground, step your right foot back, downward facing dog. Breath in and breath out. Inhale your left leg up. Exhale, left foot steps outside of your left hand. Drop your back knee down. Take your left hand and press your left knee open. And from here, reach your left hand back, grab your right ankle. Same thing. We're on one knee, opposite hand grabbing opposite ankle, but we've got one hand down and our hips are open. Very different feeling. Release that foot, tuck your toe, plant both hands. Draw your left knee back up towards the front of the room, reactivate your back leg. And we'll move into our bound lizard, so you can stay right here just like this. Drop your back knee if you need more support. Or take your left hand outside of your left foot. Shoulders now kind of under your knee. You can stay right here. Or you can tent your fingertips out to the side. Or you can airplane your arms. Or you can clasp your hands behind your back. One more breath in. One more breath out. Hands plant down. Unwind your left hand. Place it inside of your left foot. Step right back, downward facing dog. Breathe in. Breathe out. Let your knees come down to the earth. Sit back. Swing your legs forward to the front of the room. And come all the way down onto your back. And we're going to move through a series of core exercises that will feel a little bit familiar because I planted some of them in our sequence already today. So lay here for just a moment, let your breath settle before we get moving. All right, so you're going to inhale, come up to seated. Plant your right hand and bring your left foot, your left knee in. Now your right hand and your left foot should be in alignment together. Lean forward, weight into your right hand. Pick up your right foot, step it behind you. Bring the right foot back through and lay all the way back down. Sit up. Plant your left hand. Step your right foot back in line with your left hand. Shift your weight forward, left foot steps back into lizard. Step your left foot, kick it back forward, lay all the way down. And again, sit up. Right hand plants. Left hand plants even with your right hand. Reach back with your right foot into this low lunge. Right foot comes back forward, lay back down onto your back. Other side, sit up. Left hand plants. Right foot plants in line. Shift your weight into your left hand. Left foot reaches back. Left foot kicks forward. Lower all the way down. Twice more. Sit up. Plant your right hand. Plant your left foot in line. Weight comes into your right hand. Right foot reaches back. Right foot kicks back forward. Lay down. Last one like this. Sit up. Plant left hand. Right foot plants next to left hand. Left foot reaches back. Left foot kicks forward. Lower down. All right, take a breath or two here. We're going to add on. Breath in. Breath out. Sit up. Right hand plants. Left foot plants in line. Lean forward. Step your right foot back. Open up, twist. Exhale, close your chest. Right foot kicks forward. Lay down. Sit up. Left hand plants. Right foot plants in line. Left foot kicks back. Low lunge. Twist open. Right arm up. Chest closes down. Left foot kicks through. All the way down. Sit up. Right hand plants. Left hand plants in line. Right foot reaches back. Left arm up. Close chest down. Right foot kicks through. Lay down. Sit up. Left hand plants. Right foot plants in line. Left foot kicks back. Low lunge. Right arm reaches up. Close your chest down. Left foot kicks through. Lower down. Once more on each side. Sit up. Right hand plants. Left foot plants in line. Right leg reaches back. Left arm twists open. Close chest down. Right foot kicks through. Lower down. Last time. Sit up. Left hand plants. Right foot plants in line. Kick the left foot back. Right arm reaches up. Close chest down. Left foot kicks through. Lower all the way down onto your back. Plant your feet on the ground. Let your knees windshield wiper from side to side. Draw your knees into your chest. Take a big breath in. As you exhale, let your knees fall over to the right. Right hand on the right knee. Left arm can be out or up in a cactus. Gaze over your left. Draw your knees back to center. And as you exhale, let them fall the opposite direction. Gaze over to your right this time. Draw your knees back up into center. One opportunity here for a shoulder stand. So if you're not familiar with shoulder stand, plant your forearms in the ground right next to your body, nice and firm. Shift your hips up and over your head. Plant your hands right at your hips, where there's hip bones meet your low back. And press your feet up high. Once you get your hips locked into those hands, get your feet over your hips. You don't want to have your feet over your head. Feet over your hips. While you're in this position, keep your neck safe. Don't look around. Just gaze up at your toes. This feels good and you want to move into plow. You can drop your feet over your head. See if your toes can reach the ground. You can do one leg at a time, from shoulder stand to plow. Wherever you're at, release your hands and roll down a rounded spine all the way back onto your back. Reach for your big toes or the outside edge of your feet. Come into happy baby. Let your knees draw alongside your body towards your armpits. You can straighten one leg, straighten both legs. One last breath in. Breathe out. Draw your knees to your chest one last time. Give yourself a hug, whether it be gentle or firm, you decide. And release into Shavasana. Legs wide, toes falling away from your mat. So your arms fall alongside your body, but not quite touching your body, palms face up. Whenever I like to come into Shavasana, I press into my elbows enough to lift my shoulder blades off the ground, tuck my shoulder blades in and down, and come back down. It lets my arms rotate out a little further, opening my chest. Settle in here and enjoy these last few minutes where you have no responsibilities to anybody but yourself. And I'll call your attention back at the end of Shavasana. Gently draw some life back into your body. Start to wake up your limbs. Wiggle your fingers and toes and roll over onto your favorite side in the fetal position. In the rush to return to normal, use this time to consider which parts of normal are worth rushing back to. Gently roll onto your, in the fetal position. Press yourself up to seated, keeping your eyes closed or your gaze soft. Once you arrive in seated, draw your hands to heart center, pressing your thumbs into your heart. If this message resonated with you, if you stop and wonder what you really want to rush back to, I invite you to carry that message with you throughout your week. Stop to consider which parts of normal are worth rushing back to. The light in me sees and honors the light in every one of you. Thank you for being here. Namaste.